Okie dokie, folks. We are live. Live for episode 2 of Hadean Lands, a modern classic of interactive fiction, winner of a bunch of Zizzy Awards in 2014, written and coded by Andrew Plotkin. And we started it last week when we had a full complement. This week we're 1.5 people down. Because Woody's not here, unfortunately. He's had personal matters to deal with today, unfortunately. And Mike's microphone, ironically, isn't working, so Mike has no mic. And is going to be chatting to everybody over our WhatsApp back channel, and will occasionally, presumably, just throw his hands in the air, or shake his head vigorously, or make rude gestures at us when he thinks we're doing the wrong thing. Or we'll suddenly burst into life halfway through as he figures out what configuration error or badly seated USB is causing his mic not to work. But just give us a thumbs up, Mike, so we know that you're with us and listening. Nice, cool. All right, and everybody else is working fine. Say hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good. Cool. Right. Well, hopefully you can see on the stream, I've restored our save game. Although, to be honest, this game, when you restart it, it just carries on from where you were. So it like auto saves on close anyway. But I think I was doing some other things last week after we finished last week. I think I was experimenting a little bit with seeing how to do rituals very quickly or immediately, but I can't remember. I can't remember what I discovered, so I might have to relearn how to do that. But anyway, we are, if we just bring our map up, we are in the crawl space here, underneath a secondary alchemy lab. And last week we went this way, we went south, and died. We actually went outside into the Hadean land and immediately carked it. And we also tried going up and into the mechanical lab, but that grate is even more rusted shut than the one in the secondary alchemy lab. So presumably we need to strengthen our rust removing ritual. So I suggest from here we just keep going west, and then check out the herbarium, and then maybe we can get up to the chymic lab as well, and see what we can find there. So, sorry, I can actually read what Mike's saying because it's on my phone. Oh, okay. He's busy troubleshooting. Fine. Okay. This is what we have. We have the flask of rubbing alcohol we've just picked up, a brass pin, the calipers that are clean, a sprig of rosemary, a steel bolt, and some peppermint and some ginger. And we can see Lieutenant Andras caught behind the fracture holding a reagent jar. We can't see what's in the jar or any label on the jar because of the way she's holding it, but she looks like she was doing something furtive before whatever happened to cut her off the other side of this fracture. So let's go west, and west again. We're at the crawl space bend. The crawlway bends here, running from east to north. Another hatch is set in the floor. This one is already open. A mouldy sheet of paper is lying here. It looks like another alchemical recipe. So let's have a look. Oh, get sheet. Okay. Redoubled tarnish cleansing. Deeply corroded metal may not yield to the basic tarnish removal ritual. In such cases, one must locate a more potent resinous element. Rather than the common rosemary or lavender twig, try a branch or cone from an evergreen tree. It may be necessary to crush the element to release its full effect. you memorize the instructions and also pick up the sheet just in case.
Is anything working now?
Yes.
Hooray!
Who said that? Oh, look, your camera doesn't work. You seem to have a Boolean webcam, Mike. Oh.
Hey.
Now you should be able to hear me.
Yes.
Can indeed.
Excellent.
Unplugging it and plugging it back in worked.
But not switching the whole thing off and back on again.
No.
Oh, well, it sounds...
Did you blow on the connector?
Well, it sounds very healthy. Like the break has done it good.
Cool.
So we've learned two things here. First of all, we've learned that lavender is also a resinous element, as is rosemary, and we need something from an evergreen tree. And presumably, if we go to our journal, we have doubled tarnish, the cleansing of brass, redoubled tarnish cleansing. Yes, there we go. So that's basic tarnish. Oh, I see. Okay, so these kind of add on. They're not necessarily entirely unique entries. Resinous note. Yeah. Okay.
And we were wondering whether one is able to enact one of these spells, as it were, without having to step through it step by step once you know it.
Yes. Yeah, well, we did show that you can do that last week.
But we did it step by step the first time, didn't we?
Oh, yeah,
So
I see.
We were wondering
That's
whether
true.
you can just jump straight to that. We've learnt it, therefore we can do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's find a pine cone or something and see if we can do this redoubled tarnish cleansing. So let's go down. Let's go through the open.
Let's go to the herbarium.
Yeah, herbarium nook.
The other thing that we read in the manual is that the implication is once you've been to a place, you can just say that you want to go to that place, and even if getting to that place would require you to do a bunch of things in order to get there, as long as you've done them all, it will do them all in order and get you to where you want to go.
Yeah. Yes, also very handy. And actually, the other thing that we learned is that some elements are very rare, but there's multiple solutions to a lot of the puzzles, and it may be that we need to be very judicious with how we use the rare elements, because using them one way may not be correct, and we would need to solve that puzzle a different way in order to have that element available for the puzzle it's actually intended to solve later. It kind of gave us a bit of a heads up about that in a convoluted way. So obviously feeling a bit guilty about making something a bit too hard.
Oh, so it might be that the going south from the cruel way is actually an intentional reset of the timeline. So if we get stuck or we discover that we need to do something a different
It's possible.
way, then that might be the actual way
to reset.
The kind of in-game way to do it rather than just reloading something.
Yeah, good point. Assuming that restores everything to their starting positions, and you can then regain access.
So we kept our knowledge as opposed to
did.
if we restore, then we don't have that knowledge.
Yeah.
Yes, but we're assuming the universe is consistent. Just because we've seen a small subset of items return to their starting positions does not necessarily mean that that's true for all objects. But yeah, we can suppose that it is. Okay, anyway, Herbarium Nook. You're in the Retort's Herb House. Odd to reach it from the sub-basement. You usually come here through the upper laboratory floor. But that's a marcher for you. Interesting. the things move around vertically as it moves. I don't know. A short ladder leads up to the ceiling hatch through which you entered. You seem to be trapped in the east corner of the greenhouse. The main space, with its trays of sunlit herbs and vines, is blocked off by another fracture. Only a few bits of herbage remain within reach. A shelf holds a small bin labelled mustard seed. Next to the bin are a pine cone, a dried mushroom, and a sprig of honeysuckle. You notice a few orange threads lying in a crack in the floor. Well, there's our pine cone, at least. Have a look at the threads. These look like, yes, it's a small quantity of orange zaffranum, an extraordinarily expensive spice. Whoever spilled this was very careless. Okay, let's get everything. So you gather up the orange threads of the zaffranum. You take the pine cone, you take the dried mushroom, you take the sprig of honeysuckle. What about mustard seed? Small bin of mustard seeds rests on a shelf. You take a pinch of mustard seed from the bin. Okay, we have quite a lot of things now. And so there's a fracture here. Yes, we can see that on the map, although it looks like we're actually the wrong side of the fracture, but it's obviously put our star in the middle of the room. I wonder what it means about we're used to accessing it from the top floor. Really hard to tell, isn't it? Trying to see if it doesn't look like there's anywhere up from the level that the secondary alchemy lab is on. Obvious. Grand stairs, that's bottom. This is all the same level. Don't know. Anyway, so what should we do? Should we keep going to the next lab? Should we go up from here and then north and see if we can get into the chymic lab?
Yeah, I think we should go and do the extra strong derusting spell.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that either we can do that first. We can go back to the secondary lab and do that first, or we can go to the other lab that we haven't been to yet. So, might be an idea just to go north from here and see if that hatch is open or not.
I was going to say, and test your theory that we can't go in there yet.
Yeah. So, Chem Lab crawl space. The crawl space ends here. The only way back is to the south. You're pretty sure that you're under the chymic lab now. You see one last hatch in the ceiling. This one is not rusted in the slightest. In fact, it looks like someone recently oiled it. Unfortunately, whoever it was also affixed a heavy brass lock. Another stray flask is sitting on the ground. This one is labelled Lubanja. So I said examine flask, but I think it said the flask of rubbing alcohol, which is what I'm carrying. So I think I need to say examine flask of Lubanja. Lubanja, or Java spirit, is an essence distilled from the resin of certain Indonesian trees. It is an excellent solvent of substances which resist water. Okay. Another thing we have. Let's go back to this.
I was just thinking, I used to be a Java spirit.
Didn't you do Java oil?
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah,
so you're the antithesis of Lubanja. You made anti-Lubanja. Okay, so let me just try invoking this this ritual without having gone through it once already. So doubled tarnish cleansing. So can I go invoke doubled tarnished cleansing with the bolt?
Do we need to be near one of those workbenches?
We are.
Oh, did you go up into the...
I'm in the secondary alchemy lab now, yeah.
Just too fast.
Or if I say invoke doubled cleansing ritual, you don't know any such formula. Is doubled tarnish cleansing inscription?
So is the cleansing inscription the thing that gets created on the bolt?
Well, formulas. Oh, yeah, these are just the formulas. These are the rituals. Or is it just do the ritual, maybe? Is that what I need to do? Do doubled tarnish cleansing ritual on bolt. Okay, so understood do double tarnish cleansing ritual, but not the words on bolt at the end. See, the ritual I have the description for is with the brass pin. But of course, I don't want to do it with the brass pin. So I might have to do it and then do it again with the bolt. Let's see if I just do it. Do double tarnish cleansing ritual. You've learned the ritual but never performed it. Once you've gone through the steps, you'll have a better grasp of the technique. Okay, good.
Cool. Okay.
So that answers that question. Right then. Oh shit.
But if you open it, we can take a screenshot of it and we can help lead
Okay, yes. It's basically instead of the resinous element is just the pine cone instead of the rosemary. So
I've even sent it to the WhatsApp. So
okay, cool. So put bolt in arc, and then it's oh, is it a word of binding? What is it? What do I do next?
Haven't you got to wave the oil or the
Seal it?
Isn't this the thing
yes.
we did?
Okay, yes. So open ginger.
Yeah.
Wave ginger. Seal arc. What's the help me out here?
Speak a word of essential nature.
Word of essential nature. Oh. You recite the word of essential nature, but there's no effect.
So don't you need to... So you said seal arc.
Oh, yeah. To begin the ritual, invoke the simple sealing word. I haven't actually done that yet.
No.
Okay. Invoke sealing word. Right. Now I can speak word of essential nature. Yes. Now I wave pine cone. Oh, no. You wave the pine cone, but it's not very aromatic. Okay.
You know you've got to crush it.
Yeah, break pine cone. The old pine cone crumbles into dusty flakes which sift from your fingers. A blade-sharp, resinous aroma bursts into the air. The fiery reek of ginger goes clean and harsh with it.
Nice.
Okay, and now I need to say what is it?
Then intone the lesser phlogistical saturation.
How do you remember
that? You begin the lesser phlogistical saturation. It's harder this time, more intense, but you hold clearly to the formula. The energy pulses and converges. The orange light goes blinding bright, drawing together the blended aromas and the words that you speak. When the light fades, a symbol shines on the surface of the steel bolt. Get everything? Have I still got any pine cone left? I don't, do I? That was it.
Yeah, kind of inferred that it disintegrated.
Disintegrated. Okay, but we have the thing that we need. That would be really annoying if you did it on the brass pin first. And then hope, thought you'd have some left. Maybe there are other pine cones, I don't know. Okay. So now we should be able to touch hatch with bolts, right? You carefully lay the redoubled saturation symbol against the iron panel. The symbol discharges. Orange sparks crackle everywhere, nearly singeing your fingers. For a moment you think this inscription will fail as well, but rust rains down and the bolts slowly emerge from their corrosion. By the time the energy is cleared, the hatch is as good as new. Open hatch. You push the iron panel open. Save it quickly. 03 at hatch. Go up. Mechanical lab. The workshop features two of the more mundane devices of the alchemist's life. A hand-cranked wire drawer and the splicer wheel. The lab door is to the north, but it's crusted over with some horrible-looking mould. What's happened here? The crawlway hatch is open. You also see a small storeroom to the west. An extremely corroded cabinet is fastened to the wall. It's closed. To one side, some supplies are lying on a counter. 2 metal rods, platinum and nickel, an iron bead, and a lump of rock salt. Something glitters on the floor. It looks like a circle of fine glass thread. Let's have a look at this circle. A circular thread of clear glass. It's about an inch across. This sort of glass loop can be used as the basis for various optical viewing devices. Okay. Let's look at the cabinet. The cabinet looks strangely dingy. The metal surface is pitted, and the hinges are a swollen mess of corrosion. Very strange. The cabinet was fine yesterday, and you'd have bet that it was rust-proof to begin with. Half the march's fittings are made from this alloy. What metal is it made of? If I examine the corrosion, it gives me the same answer again. Okay, open cabinet. Let's see what we get. The cabinet won't open. Its hinges are corroded into an immovable mass.
So my thoughts are that we've got a bunch of different metals. So, yeah. But we now need to join them, or join 2 of them together so that they're the right combination. That's the alloy that the cabinet is made out of.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, we need to, because we've got a wire drawer.
Yeah.
Something that lets us turn a block of metal into wire. And we've got a wire splicing machine.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to choose the 2 correct metals, turn them both into wire, splice them so that they're a single thing of both metals, and then find the right ritual to do.
Yeah. Let's look at the wire drawer. Not a drawer full of wire, but a wire drawer. It's a simple mechanical contrivance for turning metal rods into wire. You drop your rod into the groove, then start turning the crank, or more accurately, leaning all your weight on the crank. With sufficient effort, each metal is forced through a set of rollers and dies and reduced to wire. Okay, so we have platinum and nickel, as well as an iron bead and a lump of rock salt. But if we need rods, we only have 2 rods. Let's look at the splicer. The wire splicer, affectionately known to the apprentice crew as the Rumpelstiltskin wheel, sports a pair of tiny holes beneath a fearsome array of reels and gears. You feed in 2 lengths of metal wire, and it folds them together, then folds them again and again until the metals have blended into a uniform alloy. Turning the wheel is a tedious chore, but it's easier than messing around with furnaces and crucibles. So yes, you're right, Mike. We can use these to make an alloy, and currently we can make an alloy of platinum and nickel.
Well, let's do that then.
Well, let's just look in the storeroom as well, because there's a storeroom somewhere. There's also this mould. Let's just have a look at this mould. A lumpy greenish-grey swath is crusted down the wall and across the door. It looks like some kind of mould. You have no idea what could have caused such a growth in a well-maintained marcher, but this room doesn't look so well-maintained as it did yesterday. We can't get the mould. The door and the frame are all stuck together. Okay. And there's a small storeroom to the west, so let's go west. Materials store. You're in a small storage area. The mechanical lab is back to the east. To one side stands a heavy table upon which is another ritual bound. This one is adjustable. It's currently empty. There's another cabinet here. This one is clean but locked. An untidy storage bin contains 3 stone chips, obsidian, granite and sandstone, a moon metal rod, a broad quartz prism, a long quartz prism, and a fluorspar crystal. A crumpled recipe sheet is lying by the ritual bond. Someone has dropped a standard glass chime, the sort used in musical rituals. It's marked as being in the key of H. Okay. Get all. Crumpled sheet. Universal tarnish cleansing. The basic tarnish rituals employ the law of similarity. A steel token removes rust from steel. To prepare a token that will work on any corroded metal, one must prepare a catalytic environment rather than a fiery one. Place a token of brass or steel in the bound and begin with a simple sealing. Recite the categorical imperative. Pour a drop of Java spirit upon the token. Conclude with a lesser logistical saturation. The text of the categorical imperative is jotted below. On the reverse side, Sergeant Brooks has written, practice this ritual using the adjustable bound. Platinum wire will create a catalytic environment if other elements, aromas, do not contaminate the area. Tools are available in the lab. This must be a lesson for the advanced students. You memorize the instructions, including the categorical imperative. You also add the sheet to your bundle of paper. Glass H chime taken, chip of obsidian taken, chip of granite taken, chip of sandstone taken, moon metal rod taken, broad quartz prism taken, long quartz prism taken, fluorspar crystal taken.
So I guess we could make moon metal wire now.
But why?
No, I don't know why.
Yes,
Yeah. Have rod, will
Yes.
wire.
Well, I mean, presumably, we've got everything we need to make a universal tarnish cleansing, right?
Yeah.
So we have to make the platinum wire.
So it feels like we've got 2 ways of opening the cabinet. We can either make the universal cleanser,
Yeah.
or we can make the specific cleanser that's exactly the right alloy and we don't actually know what the alloy is.
No, we don't.
Guess.
It just says the metal surface is pitted and the hinges are swollen, massive corrosion. You'd have betted that it was rust-proof to begin with. Half the March's fittings are made from this alloy. So, I mean, if you found another fitting, we could maybe use that, but...
I mean, if we tried to make the universal one,
yeah,
that won't get rid of the platinum, because you don't get rid of, when we make the steel one, we don't get rid of the bolt.
I don't know, but the platinum is used to make the environment, whatever, the catalytic environment. It's not, we still need a steel bolt or a brass pin to put the symbol on. It just doesn't matter which of those two it is.
Okay.
But the platinum is there to create the catalytic environment, right? Like platinum's inside your catalytic converter. I don't understand this adjustable bounds business. The table bears a ritual bound whose edge is in an incised groove. The groove is currently empty. This is an adjustable bound, a handy device. By placing a metal wire in the groove, one can set up a ritual of any desired elemental association. The adjustable bound is empty. Okay, so maybe that's what it means by adjustable. It doesn't mean that the size is adjustable, but you can put a different wire in it to make different types of thing, depending on which wire you've got. Okay, well, I think this is what we need to do then, isn't it? We need to draw some platinum wire. We'll leave the alloy making business to one side, and presumably that is also something we need to do at some point. But let's just try. Let's see if we can make this universal tarnish cleanser.
Yep.
So, get all. I do like the amount of stuff that we can carry. That's that's very handy. So put platinum rod in drawer. You slide the platinum rod into the groove ready to be drawn into the device. Draw platinum wire. No, draw wire. Use draw. Okay, turn crank. You begin hauling on the crank and the platinum rod is slowly drawn into the device. Soon wire begins spooling out onto the counter. After several minutes of sweat, sore hands and metallic creaking noises, the rod is entirely consumed. The platinum wire falls free into a loose coil. Get it? West. Put wire in bound. You carefully press the length of platinum wire into the groove. It forms a complete circuit around the arc. Now, let's go back outside and drop anything that smells. It said aromas would stop it working, right?
I mean, I can imagine that as long as you don't waft it around, you'd be all right. But yeah,
You think? Well, okay, let's try it. Because I was on the verge of dropping everything apart from the bolt and what was the other thing that we need?
Well, I guess that because we had to purposefully waft it in order for it to do something, then not wafting it should probably be okay.
Okay. I'm going to close the... close. You snap the ginger input, close, its aroma fades.
Right,
so,
cool. Nice.
Okay. So let's have a look at this universal tarnish. You want to take a screenshot of it? And well, I mean, I can just put this over here, actually, so I can read it. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. It's obviously how it's intended. If I do it cleverly, I can see you lot as well. There you go. Okay, so prepare a catalytic environment. Check. Place a token of brass or steel. Put bolt in arc. Begin with a simple sealing. What is a sealing?
Just the sealing word or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. I speak word of sealing doesn't work. It's speak sealing word. Okay. So you have to remember it's sealing word, not word of sealing. Bit annoying. Okay. Arc begins to glow green around the steel bolt.
Recite
the categorical imperative. That's the categorical imperative is do as to others as you'd like them to do to you, right? Isn't that the categorical imperative?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
Oh. You intone the categorical imperative. The metallic nature of the steel bolt extends smoothly and clearly into a general class. Pour Java on bolt. You carefully drip Lubanja onto the steel bolt. A cleansing solvent quality adheres to the metal. And then intone logistical saturation. You begin the lesser phlogistical saturation. The sounds fight fiercely, but you master them. The energy pulses and converges. The green light goes blinding bright, drawing together the blended aromas and the words that you speak. When the light fades, a symbol shines on the surface of the steel bolt. I don't like that it said the blended aromas. But it does have a symbol on it. And we can take the platinum wire from the groove. Hey, Woody's joined us.
Hello, I made
Hey.
it finally. Better late than never.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, doing okay.
Cool. We are complete. Once again. Okay. Well, let's try. Let's see if this works. So touch cabinet with bolt. You carefully lay the universal saturation symbol against the cabinet. The symbol discharges. The cabinet vibrates. Corrosion falls away in a dusty shower, leaving the cabinet shiny clean, or as shiny as it's ever been, anyhow. Open cabinet. You open the cabinet, revealing a torn sheet and a rust-stained sheet. A torn sheet and a rust-stained sheet. Get sheets. Torn sheet. I've sealed off the chymic lab access so nobody stumbles into anything. If you need in, Mars, Luna, Jupiter, JA. You don't recognize the handwriting. Oh. I wonder if it's a combination lock. We never looked at the lock, did we? You memorize the information and also add the sheet to your bundle of paper. Rust-stained sheet. You pick up the sheet. It's a potion receipt. A bane for mushrooms, lichen and other fungi. Prepare your chymic retort with mustard seed and a sample of fungus in a saline bath. Seal. Turn on burner and heat to a gentle simmer. Invoke the binding of antipathy, thus attuning the mustard's toxic qualities to your sample. Decant. The binding is spelled out below. You memorize the instructions, including the binding of antipathy. You also add the sheet to your bundle of paper. Okay. Ah. This is to make a bane for mushrooms, lichen, and other fungi. So does that mean that this potion would get through the mold?
Maybe.
That's the... Yes. So here's what we have. Fungicide synthesis. A bane for mushrooms, lichen, and other fungi. Okay. So universal tarnish cleansing with the steel bolt with the brass pin. Doubled rust cleansing with a steel bolt with the brass pin. Basic rust cleansing. So that's what we have. We have the binding of antipathy. Can hold contradictory elements in accord or amplify an element's opposition to external influences. Categorical imperative. Lesser phlogistical saturation. Okay, and the ones that we already have. Facts. Crawlway access combination. Catalytic environment. The work assignment. These are things we already had. Okay. All right. So the only thing we don't have, let's just have a look at the lock. Wasn't there a cabinet?
I assume the Chymic Lab might have a burner in it.
Yeah. You'd think it would, right? Chemistry lab would have a Bunsen burner. But there's this cabinet in the materials store that has a lock. We never looked at it. The cabinet is a squarish compartment of some anonymous alloy. It is locked with an alchemy file lock to keep out nosy low rankers like yourself. A seal of that file would open it if you had one. Seal of that file would open it if you had one.
Yeah. All those words I understand. Put them together and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's locked with an alchemy file lock.
That's pretty much this entire game, Mike.
Yeah.
And there's lots of words that we don't even know. So when you put them all together, you get like alloys of words we don't understand.
Okay.
And I did look up the categorical imperative.
Right.
Broadly speaking, what you said is correct, except that it's actually a term from Kant. And actually, the proper meaning is way deeper and has loads of other meanings.
Yeah, I knew it was from Kant. I just didn't want to show off. Yeah, but also that do as to others as you want, we don't like others to do to you is a very, very basic form of what he was on about. But anyway, right. So let's just go and open this door then. This hatch. Oh, east, then down, then west, then north. So if you look at the hatch, the brass lock is a common planetary combination affair. It's jammed through a hole drilled in the hatch coaming, though, and that can't possibly be service standard. Somebody added this, and fairly recently it appears. Okay. The lock dial is inscribed with the astrological planets in the familiar European tradition. Try set dial to Venus. Okay. So if we'd looked at it earlier, we would have realised that it's a combination. But we now have the code, don't we? So.
Well, except for the last bit that we have to figure out.
Oh, do you think so?
Sorry, what last bit? Why do you have to figure it out?
Oh, what's the JA thing?
I think they're initials.
There's initials. We don't know, but we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
It's not the order of the planets or those.
Hang on.
In terms of.
Might it be Lieutenant Andres?
Yeah. Wasn't her name Yana or something?
Ah, right.
Hang about. Yana Andres. Yeah, JA. So she sealed off the Chymic Lab. So that nobody stumbles into anything. And I sealed off the Chymic Lab access.
Yeah, to obviously prevent people from doing exactly what we're about to try and do. Set dial to. Oh, let's have a. Grab this combination.
So Mars, Lunar, Jupiter. You set the lock to Mars, then Lunar, then Jupiter. The lock snaps open. Handy. You push the iron panel open. I'm just going to save it here. 04 at ChemLab. Okay. Chymic Lab. This wide room is dominated by a huge glass retort. You've practiced many chemical rituals in this apparatus. Hanging above the retort is an instructional sign. The lab door to the east is closed. The only other exit is the hatch in the floor, which is open. A supply rack holds 5 chymic flasks, sand, vinegar, muriatic acid, mineral oil, and saline, neatly lined up. 2 papers, a folded sheet and a wrinkled sheet are lying here. You can also see a brass coin and an input of citronelle oil. Okay, let's get everything. The wrinkled sheet. This appears to be an instructor's notes for a lecture. Lab demonstration number 5. Calcinate of copper. Place muriatic acid and quick copper or a calcum in the retort. Heat to dissolve and continue heating until the green salt crystallizes. Note, product is unstable. Flush retort directly after demonstration. Do not extract calcinate. You memorize the information and add it to your bundle of papers. The folded sheet. This paper appears to be a student's notes from some advanced class. It spells out 2 formulae, a word of intention which delays or lengthens a chemical reaction, and a word of culmination which resolves the same. You memorize the information. Take the brass coin and everything else. Okay. So we know how to make calcinate of copper, and we know that it's unstable. Do not extract the calcinate. Probably means that it will explode, react with oxygen, right?
And of course, we know that the citronelle is a strengthener, isn't it?
It is. I don't understand. Okay, word of intention. The word of intention delays a reaction which can later be resolved by a word of culmination.
So it's like a pause and play.
Yeah.
Or something.
So it's like a, yeah. So you could speak it to delay a reaction, then take the thing, plant it somewhere, and then speak the word of culmination to have it go off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a bomb, like a remote detonation thing.
Like a parrot.
Like a parrot. Exactly, like a minor bird. Got this hermetic sealing as well. Creates a boundary circle, always used for chemical transformations in the retort, although it has other uses as well. Creates a boundary circle. Okay. It does say that we need orichalcum or quick copper, which I don't think we have anyway, do we? We have the muriatic acid.
Guess we probably have enough to make the anti-mold stuff, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, prepare your chemical retort with mustard seed and a sample of fungus in a saline bath. Seal. Turn on burner and heat to a gentle simmer. Invoke the binding of antipathy, thus attuning the mustard's toxic qualities in your sample, and then decant. I mean, I'm game for trying that.
Go for it.
The retort is a magnificent piece of glassware, the pride of the laboratory. It practically is the laboratory, a bespoke apparatus for any sort of chemical ritual. The outer enclosure is a glass bulb 2 feet across. Its equator is etched with an encircling ritual bound. Suspended within it is a reservoir for chymic reagents and a mesh basket for solid components. The retort has a slot in the top for adding these reagents, a tap for extracting products, and a dump valve for discarding ruined experiments. The base also contains a gas burner, although it is not currently lit. Okay. Light burner. You twist the knob, the gas burner hisses, then bursts into flame. Extinguish burner. You twist the knob, the gas burner goes silent, and the blue flames die. Okay. So we need to put the saline bath. We have saline, right? So, but we also need something to put the potion in. So I'm going to save it here. And then I'm going to empty the saline in and then use the flask that the saline was in to decant the potion afterwards. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Oops. Making fungicide. Right.
Did we pick up some salt somewhere?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I think it was rock salt.
So we can make more saline, I guess.
If we had water.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I do a lump of rock salt we have. But we also have a flask of saline, so I just presumed probably easier to use what we have.
Yeah. I was just thinking that we're going to use it up.
Oh, yeah. It says you pour a measure of saline into the retort.
Maybe we can't use that to hold it then.
Yeah, maybe we can't reuse it. Anyway, let's try put mushroom in retort. You put the dried mushroom into the retort. And then the mustard seed just goes in as well, right? Put the pinch of mustard seed in the retort, and then seal. So speak sealing word. Simple sealing word or hermetic sealing. Which was it? Hermetic sealing. Always used for chemical transformations in the retort. Okay, so it's that one. So speak hermetic sealing. You take a breath, trace the bound in your mind, and intone the hermetic sealing. The retort's equator begins to glow pearl grey around the pinch of mustard seed, the dried mushroom, and the reservoir of saline. Okay. So now we turn on the burner. You twist the knob, the gas burner hisses, then bursts into flame. The gas flame heats the saline. Okay, the gas flame heats the saline. How long do we wait? Heats to a gentle simmer. The saline bubbles over the flame. That's good. And then we invoke the binding of antipathy. You begin invoking the binding of antipathy, forcing out the bitter phrases. Gradually, the mustard seeds dissolve and the saline solution acquires a lavender tint. Purple fumes begin to fill the retort. When you finish choking out the formula, the liquid is a deep purple in hue. You find an empty vial in the clutter and tap the fungicide from the retort. Phew, it smells awful. You snap the vial shut. As an afterthought, you shut off the gas flame. You also pull the retort's dump lever. The mushroom falls out into your hand. It's damp, but none the worse for wear. Okay.
Eat mushroom.
Okay, so the vial is a purple liquid which appears to be fuming slightly in its bottle. It should be instant death to mold, lichen, and fungus. I wish this game had a score. You know, I like a score.
Yeah.
To know that you've done the good thing.
Would you like us to just say, well done, Chris?
Yeah, I would. I would. How many? 10 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that all worked very well, didn't it? One thing I'm a bit confused about, though, is, or we don't know yet, is if we look at the map. So we are here. Let's just try going east to see whether we can leave through this door or not. You pull the door open. This door is no better than the last. You look out over a Thalassian land, thick grey waves heaving beneath a lowering brown sky. Fortunately, another fracture protects you from its no doubt toxic airs. The fracture blocks the lab door. Okay. I think we could actually see that in the map, couldn't we? Up. Down here. This door is actually white and fractured. Okay. Let's go back to the mechanical lab then. Let's just get everything. Okay, there's nothing we've left. Go down, south, east, up, touch mold. Okay, pour vial over mold. You splash the fungicide onto the door. The mold bubbles and shrivels away, leaving the wood clean. Well, only a bit stained. The hinges seem to be clear now anyway. Okay.
10 points.
Thank you. Opening mech lab door. Open door. You open the Pine Mechanica door. Pine. It's pine. Surely that's important. Okay. Look through doorway. Okay, let's just go north. Lab Hall Southwest. This is the southwest corner of the laboratory access hallway. It's done up in rough wallpaper, faintly scruffy and very familiar. These halls are the centre of your student life. The hall runs north and east from here. To the south, the door to the mechanical lab is open. The chymic lab door is to the west. It's closed. The lab stairwell opens to the northeast, but a fracture prevents entry. A sheet of paper lies discarded in the hall. A swabby out of the lab is like a fish out of the sea. Thanks, Sarge. I'll remember that. Get paper, the discarded sheet. Somebody has dropped yet another alchemical recipe. Oh, this is useful. You've used an oculus before, but never learnt to create one. To create a resonant oculus, an exceptional tool for observing unseen influences. Prepare environment with lunar influences. This will require a bound with a gestalt shelf. Place any lunar symbol on the shelf, but take care to exclude contaminating aromas. Then place a glass loop within the bound and begin with a simple sealing. Vocalize a resonant tone to tune the loop in the Celtic mode, followed by a syllable of counterbalance to fixate it. You're not sure what tone and syllable the recipe is referring to, but mention of the Gestalt shelf jogs loose a memory of another lecture. You memorize the instructions and also add the sheet to your bundle of paper. Hey.
Can't we say remember lecture?
Oh, it'll probably be in our facts list.
Maybe, but there was also something about you can remember.
Oh, that's
stuff
true. That is true.
Remember. So
let's look at resonant oculus creation. So, yes, it's the instructions that we just read. Facts: a lecture on Gestalt shelves. Aromas are one way to set the environmental influences for a ritual. For more precise control, you can use a Gestalt shelf. If the ritual bound has one, not all do. By placing specific items on the shelf before the ritual begins, you can apply precise symbolic markers to the environment. Okay. Okay, if you just type remember, it says you have learned 8 rituals. Oh, the stars mark the ones I've not yet completed. So we haven't done the brass pin, some of the brass pin cleansing ones. We haven't done the Oculus creation. You know, an impressive list of alchemical formulae. You have picked up assorted facts. Okay. So it's basically the contents of our journal. I wonder if this is for platforms that don't have Windows for the journal. Yeah. That'd be a nightmare. So if I say remember aromas, you dimly recall taking notes on the uses of aroma in alchemy. I think that is, we go to facts, that is our lecture on aromas. You dimly recall taking notes on the uses of aroma in alchemy. Okay, right. So it's just a text only version of the journal that we have access to. So that's good to know. All right, folks, it's 8 o'clock. So brilliantly, we've scored 40 points this episode. So well done, everybody. Progress. And we've collected a lot of stuff together, and we're really none the wiser as to what's going on or why this whole thing has stopped, or even whether this entire game is going to consist of alchemical formulae and rituals and doing the right thing with the right materials, or whether we're going to get a variation of different puzzles once we've got through what is clearly a mechanic. What I find really interesting is that we're now at the point where it's teaching us to make this ocular device, which allows us to see things that we couldn't otherwise see, which is a mechanic I really love in video games generally, but you rarely see in a text adventure game. The idea that you can look through a lens to see things that aren't there otherwise. So I think that's going to play a role in this as well.
And might mean that we have to go back over where we've been, because we might be able to see stuff.
Almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah, you'd imagine. So yeah, I'm going to save it here. We managed to get out of the lab. And hopefully I'll see you all next Monday. We will carry on, do the next bit. Cheers, everyone. Okay. Thanks for watching. I hope it's enjoyable. Bye-bye.
Bye.